Hi Spartans! Thank you for joining me for an informational about working while you're a student. And thank you for choosing UNCG as the headquarters for the next chapter in your life and educational journey. We are so excited to welcome you to our Spartan family, and I appreciate you for taking time to join me in this presentation. I am Yajade Hicks, and I serve as the Student Employment Coordinator in Career and Professional Development. In my role, I work with campus departments and off-campus community service partners to provide job opportunities for students. I also work with UNCG Human Resources and Financial Aid offices to offer students a successful, productive, and enjoyable student employment experience. I will explain more about the role of the Student Employment Office later in the presentation. For now, I want to give you a few reasons why it is beneficial to work on campus. What's the number one reason students pursue employment? You guessed it, money. We know that financial stability is extremely important, and working as a student employee is a great way to make strides towards balancing financial stability and maintaining academic success. We also know that students seek to gain meaningful experiences, make lasting connections, and develop skills that will benefit their professional journey, increase professionalism, and can be reflected on a resume. We are excited to provide these benefits and more to students who are eligible to work on campus. To be eligible to work on campus, students must be enrolled in at least 6 degree-seeking credit hours. If at any time a student employee is registered for less than 6 credit hours, they will no longer be eligible for employment and will be removed from their position. Students who are interested in federal work-study awards will need to select the work-study option on their FAFSA. If you did not select this option when completing your FAFSA, you can still be eligible for a federal work-study award. You will need to confirm with the Financial Aid Office whether you are eligible for federal work-study once you receive your financial aid package. Before you can apply for an on-campus position or an off-campus community service position with UNCG, you will need to complete the resume approval process with Career and Professional Development using VMOC and Handshake. I will explain more about these programs, but first, I want to provide you with some basic university guidelines for student employment. In an effort to ensure that students' first priority is academics, student employees are not permitted to work during scheduled class times and must maintain good academic standing with the university. Student employees can be removed from their position due to unsatisfactory academic performance. Students cannot work more than 28 hours per week. In each student employment position, the student supervisor will provide the job competencies as well as the performance reviews and evaluations. All student employees are paid on a monthly basis. These guidelines apply to student employees in all employment classifications. The two main classifications of employment for students are federal work-study and departmental hourly. The significant difference between the classifications are payment in hours. Federal work-study students are paid an hourly rate that is calculated to maximize their full award amount without exceeding it. Work-study students cannot exceed 20 work hours per week. Departmental hourly students are permitted to work up to 28 hours per week and are paid an hourly rate based on departmental funding. Departmental hourly positions are non-federal work-study positions and are mostly managed by the individual hiring departments because they are funded by the individual hiring departments. The hiring department will determine the start date and the end date for the student, as well as how many hours the student will work and what the compensation for the position will be. Departmental hourly positions are available for all students as long as they meet the student employment eligibility requirements and follow the university's student employment guidelines. Federal work-study positions are slightly more rigorous to obtain because they require university and financial eligibility. The Federal Work-Study Program is a grant-funded program that provides additional financial assistance to students with need. Because the work-study program is federally funded, there are additional guidelines that student employees who participate in this program have to follow. Federal work-study students can be employed in only one federal work-study position. However, they are permitted to have one federal work-study and one departmental hourly position simultaneously. Students who are awarded federal work-study are not guaranteed a position, and the Student Employment Office does not pair students with positions. All students are given an equal opportunity to apply for various positions on campus through Handshake, our job board system. Students who are awarded federal work-study must reapply for an award every year when they complete their FAFSA. The Federal Work-Study Award does not affect student scholarships or grants. However, if a student is awarded a scholarship or grant, the Federal Work-Study Award can be decreased. The university does have limited funding for federal work-study, and the distribution of the Federal Work-Study Awards are managed by the Financial Aid Office. If you have questions regarding scholarships, grants, or your Federal Work-Study Award, please reach out to the Financial Aid Office for assistance. The Financial Aid Office, the Student Employment Office, the hiring departments all work together with the student as support resources in the student employment experience. The Student Employment Office specifically manages how UNCG students are connected to employment opportunities. We collaborate with the Financial Aid Office to monitor and manage the university's federal work-study spending, and we process I-9s for all undergraduate students on campus. As a resource and advocate for student employees, we gladly assist with any issues or concerns you may encounter during your student employment experience. Now that you know the eligibility and university guidelines, I bet you're wondering how to find a job on campus. Well, the first step is to develop your resume. VMOC is our university's virtual resume building system. It provides an ease of access to upload, evaluate, and receive feedback on your resume. You will have access to upload your resume in VMOC about 2 to 3 weeks after you complete SOAR. If you score a 60 or above in VMOC, then your resume will be approved. If you need further assistance with developing your resume, you can come to our office drop-in hours or make an appointment with one of our career and professional development coaches. After developing your resume and receiving a satisfactory score on VMOC, you will need to upload your resume onto Handshake. Once your resume is approved, you can apply to available positions in Handshake. When searching for jobs in Handshake, you can use the filter option to find federal work-study specific jobs or departmental hourly listed jobs as part-time employment under UNC Greensboro. Or departmental hourly jobs listed as part-time employment under UNC Greensboro. We encourage you to continuously look for positions on Handshake throughout the year because the volume and variety of opportunities vary constantly. After you apply, you will be able to view the status of your application and communicate with hiring managers via Handshake. If you are selected as a candidate, the hiring supervisor will reach out to you for an interview and notify you if you are selected for the position. After you receive confirmation that you were selected for a job position, there are a few more steps that you will need to take in order to complete your hiring process. Federal work-study students will need to confirm their award status and amount on UNCG or with the Financial Aid Office. All students must complete an I-9 before beginning work on campus. Students will need to make an appointment via Handshake to complete the I-9 process in the Student Employment Office, also located in Career and Professional Development. The Student Employment Office will provide you with instructions to set up your direct deposit and tax information online when you come in to complete the I-9 process. To complete the I-9 process, students must accurately complete page 1 of the I-9 form. This form must be signed and dated in the Student Employment Office. Students must also bring with them to the Student Employment Office acceptable identification documentation, some examples of acceptable identification documentation are a photo ID and social security card, a photo ID and a birth certificate, or an unexpired passport. Please note that we must have the original documents. We cannot accept photocopies or emailed documents. We have a full list of the acceptable identification documentation and information on completing the I-9 process remotely on our website listed here. Once your I-9 is processed and you have submitted your direct deposit information online, you will have completed the hiring process and you can begin working. That brings us to the end of this presentation. If you have additional questions, please feel free to reach out to any of these resources, as well as Career and Professional Development. We will be more than happy to assist you. Thank you again for joining me and welcome to the Spartan family.